Operation Sagittarius: How Marcos secretly hunted his enemies before declaring martial law. In the early 1970s, the Philippines was a democracy. But only on paper. Behind the scenes, President Ferdinand Marcos was laying the foundation for a dictatorship. Before he declared martial law in 1972, he needed a list. Not of criminals, but of activists, students, journalists, and political enemies. That list was built in secret, under an operation named Sagittarius. And it would change the future of the Philippines forever. The late 60s and early 70s were a time of political unrest. Students were protesting corruption. Labor unions were organizing. Communist rebels were gaining strength. President Marcos, eyeing unlimited power, declared the situation unstable. But instead of calming the chaos, he used it as an excuse. The plan? Create fear. Then seize control. Operation Sagittarius began in 1971, long before martial law was announced. Its mission: use military intelligence, local police, and covert agents to monitor civilians. They infiltrated universities, press rooms, and opposition rallies. Lists were drawn, names compiled, photos cataloged. Activists were followed, phones tapped, dossiers built. No one knew they were being watched, until it was too late. The Philippines, during the Cold War, was a key U.S. ally. And the CIA had long-standing operations in Manila. Though never officially confirmed, many historians and whistleblowers suggest the CIA shared intelligence and helped train Filipino operatives during Operation Sagittarius. Why? To prevent a so-called leftist uprising that might shift the Philippines toward communism. But in supporting Marcos, they helped build a police state. On September 21, 1972, Marcos signed Proclamation 1081, declaring martial law. That same night, arrests began. Hundreds were taken from their homes. Activists disappeared. Newspapers were shut down. Television stations went dark. The military moved with chilling precision, because they already had the names. Operation Sagittarius had worked. For years, the government denied the operation's existence. Victims were labeled subversives or communists. But in the 1980s, a classified intelligence memo surfaced, confirming that a covert list existed before martial law was declared. It wasn't spontaneous. It was planned surveillance, premeditated arrests, and state-managed fear. Many on the Sagittarius list were never seen again. Others spent years in prison without trial. Some were tortured. Some escaped into exile. What they had in common: they were never formally charged. Just watched. Marked. Silenced. In 1986, after the People Power Revolution, Marcos was exiled. But many of the surveillance networks he created continued in various forms. Files were destroyed. Documents lost. Names forgotten. But the legacy of Operation Sagittarius still lingers. In surveillance practices. In disinformation campaigns. In the trauma of those who remember. Operation Sagittarius wasn't about stopping a rebellion. It was about creating one, so the state could crush it. The scariest part? Most of it happened in secret. Approved by generals. Backed by allies. Ignored by the world. But this was just one file. This is Black Files. Like and subscribe the channel for more.